Hi there, Coach Sam from AYS here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ir0quois Journey, Violin 2 by Doug Spada. So several times throughout this piece we have dotted quarter notes, dotted eighth notes. Those are indicative of a very light, bouncy stroke. I like to call the brush stroke because you're brushing your strings. You want to imagine that there's a bow tied to the, or a balloon tied to the stick of your bow, just barely lifting it off of the strings. You want to really create like a, just kind of a metronomical bouncing on your bow. It can be hard to control at first, but we're going to go ahead and warm up. I'm going to play just a couple beats on both A and D string. We're mostly on those strings throughout this piece. I'm going to set my metronome to 130 beats per minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So this movement is mainly coming from my wrist, almost like my hand is like a little squid, or like a jellyfish. If you notice, I was also rolling my stick away from me. That also helps with the balance. You're not going to be doing this at the tip or not at the very end of the frog. It's going to be in the lower half of the bow. So just feel free to play along with me. A couple warm-ups. Notice my fingers. Now if you notice in the piece we have a lot of accents on beat 1. Let's go ahead and add in some accents on our warm-up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. The way that I like to add those accents in is using my index finger on the bow to press the stick into the air, to the hair on the string. And it's very simple. I could do it with just my index and my thumb. If you want to just practice that, it'll help you execute those accents. And also you want to use a little more bow on the accents, okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to take a look at measures 4 through 21 here. We're going to make sure we're keeping those eighth notes short, that we're doing an accent but in piano. And you do everything that I just mentioned before, except you're going to bring your bow closer to the fingerboard. Remember, we have our two lanes, the bridge and the fingerboard. To play quieter, we're going to play near the fingerboard and use just a little less bow and not press into the string as much. Also, we're going to make sure that crescendoing from measure 11 through 13, and then measures 20 through 21 as well. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use more and more and more bow. So more, more, more. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and play through that section just so you can have an idea what to look out for. My metronome is at 130 beats per minute. Alright, measures 4 through 21. Okay. So right there I had an accent on a half note right in measure 14. That just means your bow is going to be on the string for slightly longer than the eighth notes or even quarters. So measure 13. What I like to do is I like to add a little breath mark in between the half note and the quarter note, because you want space in between them, especially if the beginning of that measure is accented and then the last beat is a dotted quarter note. On that dotted quarter note, you can almost use that as an opportunity to not only retake your bow, but also launch your bow. So I went. Okay. Also, in measures 11, 12, 13, and then 20 and 21, I took advantage of crescendo by using more and more bows. So you can just practice measure 12, for example. So you use more and more bow. Okay, but you're still going to keep it almost bouncy, and just remember you're trying to brush the string. It's not going to be legato. So you don't want that. And also you can move from the fingerboard closer to the bridge. So, okay. The next section I like to take a look at is measures 37 through 53. What I'd like to look out for in this section is making sure that we're keeping good pulse, not rushing our half notes or our dotted half notes. We also want to maintain space in between our quarter notes. So remember what I was talking about, the launching? Play, stop, lift, lift. Okay, we have an example of that in measure 37, 41, 42. Okay, we want to make sure that we have a nice clear attack on the dotted half notes, but because we don't have the melody here, we want to make sure that we back off of those. And one of the ways that we can do that is to kind of put a decrescendo in each one of those measures. So measure 39, 40, and 41. Okay. And in measures 50 through 52, we want to make sure that we're also crescendoing on those. We're using more and more and more and bow. Okay? More, more, more. Okay? Alrighty, I'm going to start at 37 and play through 53 just so we know what to look out for. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice how I used more and more and more and bow in measures 51 and 52, and I really led up to the downbeat at 53. In section measures 53 through 67, the second violin has the melody here, so you guys really have to bring yourselves out here. Use as much bow while staying clean and using good form here. Let me go ahead and play through this section real quick. We want to look out for our slurs, making sure that we write in our bowing so we know what bow direction to use and when. And then our accents. We're really going to press into the string with our index finger, okay? Let me go ahead and play through that. 1, 2, 3. Into our piano section. The next section I'd like to take a look at is our last one. It's going to be measures 91 through 96, so basically 5 measures into our coda. What we really want to pay attention to is intonation on our higher notes. We're playing on the E string for this, so just practice playing third finger A to B. They're a whole step from one another, so you may need to make sure that your fourth finger is in tune by bringing your left arm under and around and your hand up and over. Again, you should have a little tunnel here that I should be able to stick a pencil through. Okay? Ready? So, curve your pinky. I like to square it. Okay? Also here we're going to be always accenting our first beat, so using more bow on the first, so strong, light, 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 strong, light, 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 strong, light, 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 strong. Okay, remember it's like a big bass drum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay? So we want to keep that pulse going. Okay, another thing we're going to look out for is in measure 99 we have a different rhythm. It's the opposite of what we have. We have 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and. But here, in measure 99, it's 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3 and. So just be careful that you're paying attention to when you have your eighth notes and when you have your quarters. Also, write in your bowings if you need to. It's really helpful. Let me go ahead and play through this section for us, okay? Metronome at 130. Again, we're fortissimo. It's the loudest dynamic we have in this piece. So lots of bow, but still maintain having good posture and making sure that you're staying in between your lanes. You don't want to sacrifice, you know, any of your technique for dynamic. We always should prefer the technique, okay? All right, so give me nice strong bow arm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Play the last beats, the last 3 measures, just to finish it off. One thing let's take a look at is measures 99, 100, and 101. So right there we have, notice we have a little, we have to play down bow in measure 101. So what we're gonna do is between beats 1 and 2 of measure 100, we're going to go down, retake. Okay, otherwise we're going to have the wrong bowing. So we need to go retake, okay? So make sure you're retaking your bow and setting it on the string so you get a nice leading into that accent on measure 101. Well, that concludes today's video. Happy practicing to you all and good luck.